as I got into the shower, I noticed something in the vent next to the shower head.
23-year-old Harmony Hatchey from Edinburgh, Scotland, was horrified to find a hidden camera while showering at the Oxford Wheatley Travelodge in September of 2015. Immediately after noticing the device placed inside a small vent, she contacted the hotel staff. Workers revealed that the camera was linked to a cupboard but indicated that it was inoperative. Hatchey was told by the manager that the device was used only for maintenance purposes. However, after police arrived at the scene, they determined that the camera was attached to a USB cable that dangled into the caretaker's room, allowing it to be potentially connected to any computer. As of the latest available updates on the matter, no arrests had been made. Hatchey stated that the USB cable hadn't been attached to any other devices and that she was hopeful the video hadn't been live streamed. Number 9. Dougie Hamilton. 34-year-old Dougie Hamilton and his girlfriend, Taryn, from Glasgow, Scotland, discovered a spy camera hidden behind a clock at their Airbnb flat in September of 2018. The couple had booked the rental property for them to stay at during their trip to Toronto, Canada. Upon their arrival, Hamilton immediately felt there was something strange about the digital clock hanging on the wall. He claimed to have stared at it for a while before deciding to investigate what exactly made it creepy to him. Much to the couple's shock, they found a hidden camera connected to a wire similar to a phone charger. Hamilton posted the pictures of his discovery on Facebook and contacted Airbnb about the issue. Before heading over to the police department, Airbnb provided Hamilton and his girlfriend with alternative accommodation for the duration of their trip and issued a complete refund. Number 8. Derek Starnes. Wayne Natt, a 56-year-old Airbnb host who'd been renting out his home in Longboat Key, Florida, since 2015 and boasted over 40 reviews, was arrested after guests noticed a hidden camera hidden above the bed. Indiana man Derek Starnes and his wife arrived at their vacation spot on October the 31st of 2017. It wouldn't be until the following day that they noticed what appeared to be a small hole in the smoke detector. Starnes examined the device and, fearing there might be a camera inside, contacted local authorities. After confirming the vacationer's suspicions, police arrested Natt and a search warrant was issued to examine both his home and computer equipment. Natt told police officers that the cameras were never activated when guests rented his property, a claim that was later proven false after authorities gained access to hours of footage. On July the 26th of 2018, Natt was found guilty of 14 counts of video voyeurism and sentenced to a year behind bars plus 3 years probation. Number 7. Carlin Perry. In December of 2021, Carlin Perry discovered that the smoke detector in her California apartment was not only fake, but was actually a disguised surveillance camera. The tenant was notified by the Sacramento apartment complex's administrator that a maintenance person would be entering her unit to service the fire alarms. She agreed, not suspecting any potential of foul play. She noticed the detector's cover hadn't been properly secured, but didn't think much of it and headed out of town with her boyfriend. When they returned, however, the smoke detector cover had been properly secured. After Perry's boyfriend denied having fixed it himself, the couple examined the device and was shocked to find a notice printed on the back reading, "This is not a smoke detector, will not detect heat or smoke, for video surveillance only." Someone had installed a motion-activated surveillance system which included an SD card. Perry contacted the authorities and a criminal investigation was launched into the matter, but no further information had been released to the media as of December of 2022. Number 6. Vanya Samakova-Reva and Ralitza Zambazova. Bulgarian exchange students Vanya Samakova-Reva and Ralitza Zambazova, who'd rented an apartment in Tampa, Florida in 2011, found cameras in every room of the home, including the bathroom. The women, both in their early 20s at the time, had been living in the US for 3 months as part of a work travel program before they noticed surveillance cameras installed in fake smoke detectors. One of the devices had reportedly been aimed at the students' shower. Samakovareva and Zambazova used tape to block the camera's view before calling 911. An investigation was launched, with police seeking to determine whether the cameras had been activated as well as who had been responsible for installing them. Number 5. Ana Lucia Bezerra and Julia Stopper. Ana Lucia Bezerra and Julia Stopper's vacation was ruined when they discovered a hidden camera in the Airbnb home they'd rented in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, during November of 2022. The couple, having already spent a week on the beachfront property, noticed a strange object concealed behind an air vent above the closet. Stopper, who worked as a tattoo artist, took a photo with her cell phone using flash and spotted a glare in the picture, which she concluded could be a camera lens. Upon removing the air vent, Bezerra and Stopper discovered not only a hidden camera aimed directly at their bed, but also an audio cable, indicating that their private conversations had been recorded as well. The couple fled the rented house and immediately contacted the police. They were stunned to learn that the apartment's owner had fined them $1,684, accusing them of property damage. Bezerra and Stopper alerted Airbnb of the situation, and the company launched an internal investigation, assuring the women that legal action would be taken against the host. Number 4. Horacio Minero Hernandez. Tennessee man Horacio Minero Hernandez was arrested in November of 2022 after his wife of 14 years discovered cameras he'd installed in one of the bathrooms of their Nashville home. Minero Hernandez, aged 38, had reportedly remodeled the bathroom used by his wife's daughters. He subsequently told the woman, who was identified only by her TikTok username, New Mummy of 3, that his construction work was completed and the girls could resume taking showers there. Unbeknownst to her, however, Minero Hernandez had hidden a camera in the light fixture. New Mummy of 3 published a video in which she filmed the discovery of the camera, explaining she was trying to change the light bulb, which had stopped working after the repairs, at which point she realized what her husband had done. She immediately fled the home along with her teenage daughters and contacted the police. During a recorded conversation with Minero Hernandez, she asked him why he'd done it. Initially, he explained that he'd found the camera at work and wanted to check if it worked. When pressed, he admitted he'd made a mistake, saying, "When you have something wrong in your head, you just do it without thinking." During interrogation, he assured police he'd never watched his wife's daughters showering, as the camera didn't work properly. Minero Hernandez, who'd illegally entered the country, was charged with 2 counts of attempted exploitation and arrested without bond after the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Office lodged a detainer. Number 3. Zoe Klopfer. Zoe Klopfer, a 25-year-old fitness model from California, discovered that her housemate, William Francis, had installed a spy camera in her bathroom. In a video she uploaded to her social media accounts on July the 24th of 2019, Klopfer explained how Francis, a photographer and videographer employed by Drone Tech Films, had left what seemed to be an iPhone charger in her bathroom. However, it turned out to be a decoy with a pinhole camera installed, which he'd strategically placed in order to record Klopfer naked. When she finally realized the truth, the model removed the memory card hidden inside the device and uploaded the content to her computer. In it, she found 271 files, although not all of the videos featured Klopfer. She explained how Francis had taken the purported charger wherever he went, and he was thus able to spy on several other women over time. Although one of the videos featured her former housemate setting up the camera, police told Klopfer it could take years before Francis would face the legal consequences for his actions. Number 2. Justin Anderson. Justin Anderson, a chiropractor from Boise, Idaho, was arrested on September the 22nd of 2022 for recording patients naked in the treatment room. Anderson, who was 33 at the time, told his clients to change in the room before he would begin treatment and had installed hidden cameras to capture the supposedly private moments of nudity. Police were alerted to the situation on September the 16th when one of his patients noticed the device as she removed her clothes. Anderson was charged with 2 counts of video voyeurism, although more victims were expected to come forward. The Idaho Board of Chiropractic Physicians suspended Anderson's license in the aftermath of his arrest. He was warned that if he did not plead guilty in exchange for lesser charges by January the 3rd of 2023, the trial against him would begin no further information regarding the case had been published as of December of 2022. Number 1. Michelle Montcourt. While vacationing in New South Wales, Australia with her family in October of 2019, Michelle Montcourt was shocked to discover a camera hidden inside a discarded plastic bottle. Frustrated that someone had thrown garbage on the beach, the Mexican tourist decided to pick up the bottle and throw it in the trash bin. It was then, however, that Montcourt discovered the bottle had been cut to conceal a small gadget inside. An unidentified man in his 30s, who'd placed the bottle close behind her, immediately fled the scene. She examined the device hidden inside the San Benedito water bottle, noticing that a small hole had been poked through the label, which allowed the camera's lens to remain undetected unless inspected up close. Inside the camera, she found a 32-gig memory card containing footage of some bathers, including herself. Montcourt later handed the evidence over to the police, but as of the latest developments, the suspect hadn't been identified by New South Wales authorities. Thanks for watching. Would you rather find out your bedroom had a hidden camera in it or be forced to regularly watch a hidden camera hanging in your parents' bedroom? Let us know in the comments section below.